Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMTrading. Today is June 27, 2017, and today is Tuesday morning. So looking at the economic events of the day, we've got a bunch of things coming out. Starting out at 10 a.m. South African time, ECB president will be speaking. Draghi will be speaking. He spoke last night, and we'll discuss that in just a moment when we look at the Euro USD. Then at 11:30 South African time, there's a stability report coming out from the Bank of England, so just keep aware and be aware of that. That could affect the GBP. And then 12 o'clock South African time, Bank of England Governor Carney will be speaking. And then at 4 o'clock South African time, consumer confidence number, which is a very important number, and we'll discuss the Dow Jones in just a moment. And then at 7 o'clock South African time, we have Fed Chairman Yellen will be speaking. So a lot of speaking engagements today. Let's see how much it'll affect the market, but let's see what's been going on yesterday. So just as a word of note before we start reviewing the actual charts, we've updated our list of symbols. So you'll notice that the symbols, for example, USD ZAR, usually before it had a dot, a period after the symbol. Just make sure to update it to a non-dot symbol. Okay, every so often we update these symbols as, just a precursor for updating the system. So just make sure you do that. And in case you want to see the entire list of all the symbols you can trade, you need to open up the Market Watch, which is this part right here on the left-hand side of my screen, and you right-click it, okay, and then you scroll down to where it says Show All, and that will populate all the symbols in the system that you can trade. Okay, so again, we've updated some of the symbols. You should have received an email about it yesterday already, but in case you didn't, just go through this this exercise this morning. Okay, so back to our business. Looking at the Euro USD here, we're trading again right at support resistance line, and we saw this yesterday. We had a little bit of a we'll look at the Dow Jones, a very similar situation. Well, we had this nice rally, okay, we popped up about 50 to 60 pips, and then we retraced right afterwards, a nice fade, and we're right back at the same spot. So we like this spot at 111.89, but let's see if we can continue, okay, if there's going to be some more positive news coming out of Carney speaking today that's going to thirst us even higher. In case we don't, just realize that we're trading in a very tight range in the Euro USD. Looking at the GBP USD, we sold off a little yesterday. We didn't break this higher, over the 14-day average. And now we're just below it, and we're really just circling around it. There's no high probability trade here, although that we are at this minor resistance level. If we do continue going down, maybe it's smart to take a short, and the anticipation will go back to 26.45. If we do break a little bit higher and and break this 27.73 resistance line, then I believe we can go higher. So let's see how this unfolds. So far, you just need to wait until some news comes out and we get a confirmation one way or the other. Looking at the gold, we had a flash flood yesterday. You could attribute it to 101 reasons, okay? We tanked more than $15 yesterday in the gold and settling, but which was nice is that if you saw this happening at 1241, okay, which was our support level, the lower support level, boom, you could have picked it up and made that 5 points, So, all in all, this is not an easy trade, okay, and no one could have anticipated this massive sell-off. But now what do you do? Okay, are we going to be correcting ourselves and finding ourselves back in 1255, or was this a precursor of letting us know, hey, this is going to go back to 1225. So you got to keep an eye on this. Let's see if we break this 1246. If we don't, I would short it a little bit, okay, as we're receiving some previous resistance and support at this level. So this might be a major resistance level and could develop into that. So just keep an eye on that as that develops today. Looking at oil, we've been very, very, very weak, although we've bounced a little bit here. But as you can see, we've had this massive nosedive from 51.60 to 42.40. Okay, that's almost a $10 move, and we're heading into the busiest time of the year for travel. Okay, where people are traveling in their cars, in airplanes, etc. And so, the price of the price of oil is very important during this time of the season. Okay, this is the second most important time in the season, I would say. Okay, the most important time in the season, I would say, is sometime in December, January, where we're using oil for heating consumption in the northern hemisphere, where you have most of the population in the world. But this is a major place. Okay, so we've breached this, if you call it $43 level, okay, and I could anticipate that we'd even go to $40 a barrel. So let's see how this unfolds further this week. Now, looking at the Dow Jones, we had a nice pop yesterday, about 150 points up, and then we just sold it right off, and we find ourselves back right where we were yesterday. And if you look, we're really on a little bit of a support level here, resistance level also. But again, like I said, this is a very tricky situation to trade because we are finding ourselves in territory where we've never been here before. So we had a little bit of resistance before, a little bit of a support right here, and now, and then, again resistance and now support. So 21,366 is an important number. Consumer confidence number coming out today, that's a very important number. So keep an eye on that, like we mentioned at the beginning of the presentation, at Yellen speaking. So this could really be, thirsted upwards, okay, if there's positive news, or downwards if there's negative news. So just keep an eye on that and see how that unfolds. This is Fred Razak at CM Trading. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.